Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. We are back with episode 19 of our Medieval Dynasty Let's Play. If you learn anything useful or have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you are feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and pop into here. Now, for anybody that's noticed that episode 18 has not been cut yet, YouTube is giving me some issues again, like it did in a previous episode. I'm fighting with it, but we'll see. Even if I have to use the same cheese tactic I did last time, we will get it sorted. But I am working on it. It's not being skipped or anything. So I did make some stuff for sale, so we're going to go ahead and grab some off of the donkey. And we're going to take him over to, we can't take him to the town that's right close by, because we have already cleaned them out for the season. So we're going to go ahead and go down to where Gisela is, so that we can also continue the Alwyn story quest while we sell our stuff off. And it's not super far. We should be able to get there just fine before the day is out. Today's goal is to get some more housing up, but most importantly, we are going to work on some extraction XP. So we're going to be visiting the mine a couple of times, I think. We need that extraction XP to get our producers to produce more. I'm also looking at putting in a third kitchen because we are still having food issues. I think we expanded a little faster. Well, we really didn't expand any faster than we should have, though, is the thing. I think you just need multiple of certain buildings. I'm also considering doing another logging shed, and definitely another extraction shed, and possibly another forge to make those tools, because the one forge, even at tier 2, is not being able to keep up. So those are some things that we're going to look at. Alrighty. So here we are. Where are you going?
Trade is in my nature.
Okay, so let's start with the heavy stuff, because we don't want to have to scramble everywhere to sell things. Well, that broke him pretty quick, didn't it? Now this person should have a toy sword that we can give our heir. He is a blacksmith, right? He is. Under T maybe? Yes. So they're not that expensive, so we're actually going to buy both. We can only give him one present per season, so we're going to have to sit on it for a little while. But that, I think, will give him more happiness than, or relationship, than giving him the wooden figurine did. The wooden figurine only gave him 1%, so I'm hoping that that toy sword gives him a bit more. Alright, so that cleaned him out.
See you soon. What can I do? Trade, it is in my nature.
So let's go through this meticulously now. We don't want to forget anything. Nope, I think that's it. Alright, so we're up to 16,000 now. That's not bad. So let's go ahead and head back to the village and get some of our rat killing done. We did the important bit. Oh, no, we forgot to talk to Gisela. That was one of the major reasons for the trip, too. He's a good hunter, but it hurt him a lot when he lost to me. Okay, so we're going to try to get him to apprentice to Gisela. Offers a one-way path. Okay. So she's going to turn him into just a hunter. Oh, she's going to send him to her homeland. Well, that's fun. Oh, and he'll be leaving the valley for good. I was really hoping we would get him as a villager. That is disappointing. I mean, it's what's best for Alwyn, but it's still disappointing. Oh well, what can you do, right? Now the question is, do we head for the mine while it's still light? Or do we start on the building projects? So this is the last day of spring. I think we might head for the mine. I think that's going to be our best bet. So let's move our marker. Because right now it's at our village. Mine's right there. That's a bit of a trek, isn't it? At least we got those points into Donkey, so he's a little faster now. We could have grabbed that clay, I suppose, for some points in extraction, but I don't want to weigh us down. I did make some extra potage to put into food storage, so while we're not producing enough to maintain, we should be okay for at least a couple of days before we start to go, before they start eating raw materials instead of meals. But that is something that I want to fix as soon as possible. Something else we could do when summer hits is just strip a bunch of berry bushes, because that's going to give us extraction XP as well. Or survival XP, rather. And we can use that to further increase our food and water. So that might be an option as well. I know, you're a good donkey. He is making an awful lot of noise on this trip. Oh! That was random. You okay, buddy? Well, it didn't look like he took any damage. I did not expect that low rock to trip him. Because these won't. We swung a little wide so we didn't have to deal with the wolves that are on the zigzag path over there. There's 2, sometimes 3 wolves that occupy this area, so we basically came up this way instead. We'll probably go home the same way for the same reason. And the bear at the mine should be handled by our fence. He shouldn't spawn because the fence is there. I'm hoping... Yep, it does look like the tree regrew. So if we need extra pickaxes, because we have the bronze one, which is really nice, but if we need extra, we can come out and get a log and use some of the rocks that we get from mining in here. And be in good shape. I thought there was... Yep, there it is. Tin is our biggest hurdle right now for bronze. We have a crap ton of copper saved up, and we're still going to get more, but we might actually start making copper tools for the NPCs at this rate just because of how much of the stuff that we have. So, but we really need to focus on grabbing as much tin as possible. And it is better to come here during the day. It's much easier to see in the mine during the day. It is brighter. I know it looks kind of dark, but it is much brighter in the day than it is at night. Alright, let's dump on Donkey here. 14 copper so far. We need the stones too for building houses and such. And only 9 tin. That's brutal. Make sure we don't miss any tin. It's kind of hard to see. Blends in with the rock walls. I look for these little shine things like right here. The copper is really easy to see, and the salt is very easy to see. You can even see it at night in here without a torch. But the tin is the difficult. Like that's salt. We don't really need salt. We're not really salting much. That's why I'm not really worried about it. I guess getting some extra copper won't hurt. It's all XP, right? We're gonna have to make it a point to start getting to the mine more frequently. Just for the XP, if nothing else, but also we've been using mostly bronze tools since we've got them unlocked now, and they are phenomenal, but we are eating through bronze at an alarming rate, and since we don't have the mine unlocked yet, which is the main reason that I want to get all the building done today, is we need building experience to get to the mine. But we can't get free materials that way just yet, so... And we're going to need another smithy to keep up on the pickaxes, because they can barely keep up on the pickaxes right now for the stone collection. And the knives for the hunters, and the... and. Alright, let's strip the rest of the tin out of here, and then we'll fill up the rest of the way if we still have room on copper. I think that's going to be the best way to handle this. We're just barely overburdened. We're still moving at a decent speed. This bronze pickaxe is lasting forever compared to the tin or the stone one. This is really nice. We would have already eaten through at least 2 pickaxes by now if we were still using the rock ones. Now I believe, I could be wrong, and we're going to find out for sure today, but I believe that the ores re-up on seasons. So, since today's the last day of the season, it's a good day to grab all this crap, because hopefully it will re-up, and then we'll be in good shape next season to come down here again. Ooh, I don't know that we're going to get another node. There's 2 of them right here, though. Let's see what we can do with the donkey. So there are 2 more nodes right there. I think we still... I know we can check from here. Let's see if we go to our forge under production. Let's see if we can see how much we've got in there. Or smithy, rather. I keep calling it a forge. So yeah, we've got 57 copper bars just chilling at home. Oh, there's 3 more tin deposits. Yeah, let's drop this in Donkey, get those 3. And then hopefully that's not going to overburden Donkey too much where it takes forever to get home. I need to start putting points into Donkey for carrying capacity, but I've been trying to get his speed up because we really need that speed up. Donkeys are not as fast as horses, but they carry more, and we can't get horses yet anyway, but even when we can, we'll probably stick with the donkey just because they can carry more, and that makes our trips more lucrative. That's a pretty good... Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, we're almost even with the two. So we're going to need just a little bit more to try and eat into some of our copper back home. And I am really hoping that these re-up when summer hits. I know they don't do it daily, but I'm thinking they probably do it on the season like the plants do. I mean, I guess we'll see. Yeah, this, we would have eaten through probably 3 or 4 pickaxes just doing this, and we've barely even made it through half of this one. So the bronze pickaxe was totally worth the resources it costs to get. I think that's the last of the tin. It's the last of the immediately visible tin, anyway. And as much as I would love to grab some more copper, because we are always going to need more until we get our mine, I feel like getting home in a reasonable time is more important. So we're just gonna go with what we've got. So let's take all of this off of him. Nope. It's too much. Okay, so let's drop the rocks, and we will come back for them. As well, rocks are important. They're the least important part of this. I wonder if we can get away with just, like, dropping 100. Can you move now, donkey? Yep, there we go. He's a little slower than normal, but it's not super bad. And based on the weight that we're carrying, coming back for those 100 rocks isn't going to be that bad. At least we can move home with some alacrity and not crawl home like we did the other day. And we did finish the hunting quest, so we don't really have to worry about the Herald. Oh. Yeah, we're getting over closer to the road than I wanted to get. I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of hunting for the hunting XP as well, but it's not priority by any means. Extraction's going to be much more important. So with the, I believe it's extraction that gives you the option for... Whoops, that's not where I meant to go. Oh, it's not. It's diplomacy. Diplomacy is the one that we need to spam. For faster production by the NPCs. Okay. Okay. So what do we need extraction for? Was that just technology? It was for the kitchen too. So that we can get better foods and... Well, not necessarily better foods, but so that we can keep up with food. So that'll give us some options too to transform some of our oats into food if we need to in a pinch. Now, I believe there was a recipe, and I'm not sure. Maybe it's down further? Is it in the tavern? So there's a berry food that you can make. So we might be able to add some of the berries into the porridge and use that to get us some extra food value as well. Let's not eat a tree. And she did finish the field. No, she didn't. Well, the day's not over and she's almost done. We should be fine. We should be fine. I think a 10 by 10 or 100 nodes is going to be the limit for NPCs doing fields. Did I do these two myself? I did that one. Did I do the other one? I think so. Yeah, I did do the fields. I figure making sure now before, you know, the season passes is probably a good use of time. So let's go ahead and make what we can. Right. I cannot move, so we've got to get a little bit closer. Don't mind the donkey. Okay, so we'll make this, looks like 15 copper. God, that sickle was a treat for harvesting, though. It's so much better than the scythe. Or the scythe, I mean, is so much better than the sickle. The reach on that is ridiculous. Okay, then we'll go for the 10. Oh, made 25, 10. Now, crafting for technology points is still going to be important, but crafting for experience is irrelevant now because we are max level crafting. But all of the other stuff still has merit. And the main reason that we're doing this ourselves instead of waiting for them to do it is because it will eat too much into their production of tools. And we do it way faster. As I don't trust them to make bronze tools for us, so we've been doing that by hand just because we have such a limited supply of bronze. There's our barn too! Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So let's take out 10 more copper. And turn that into bronze. And then we can put our bronze bars in here. There we go. Now we're starting to get to a comfortable amount of bronze again. I still wouldn't mind getting a little bit more, though. Just at the rate that we go through hammers when building and whatnot. Ideally, we want to be using nothing but bronze tools now. The villagers are still using stone, but that's because we can completely automate stone. Until we get that mine, there's no way that we can automate any of the metal tools. So anything that we make out of metal, we're going to have to make for them. Bronze starts with a B, dumbass. It's at the top. There we go. So now we're going to dump off what rocks we have on us. And then go back and get those other rocks and hopefully get back before nightfall. I'll have to get something to eat and drink before we head out, too. We'll probably be okay, but that could be dangerous. Well, we're just going to put that in here for now. How are we doing on sticks? They actually have some sticks. Okay, good. Good, good. So let's get a drink and some foods. Okay, and we should have food on us. Yes. That's probably good enough. We can just put our bowl back in here because the cooks will use it. I was hoping that the clay bowls would give us more durability on the bowls, but it turns out they are for decorative use only. So that was kind of a waste. Whoop, almost ran down my son. That'll toughen him up. Children are made of rubber, right? And then the next season day we'll be able to give him one of these swords too and see if it jumps more than just that 1%. I am glad they didn't decide to attack us. We're also going to have to switch in the morning the herbalist shack over to nightshade so that we can make some more of that poison to sell, because that was good money. I think we'll switch them to just poison. Or, deadly nightshade, rather. I always thought it was funny that they call it deadly nightshade because there's no other nightshade. So I don't feel like that distinction is important. But what do I know? I think I took the long way around. I did. Now we could mine up a little bit more of that copper while we're here. I just want to make sure that we can still get home. I don't want to wind up back in the same boat that we're currently in. I'm not close enough to him. That's my fault. But I would like to grab just a little bit more if we can. Because he's only in yellow territory. So let's see about just a little bit more copper. I don't want to fill up, so as soon as I see the overburden bar show up where we're barely overburdened, that's where we'll stop. Wow. There it is. So that's an extra 25 copper. So that's going to give us 13 bars if we grab that free-floating copper in storage. Yeah, it's not that bad. Actually, it looks like he's only slowed down a little bit. Oh. Alright, well that worked out pretty well. We got our stone, over 100 stone. Hopefully this will give us enough stone for a full house. And then we got some extra copper, which is always a good thing. And we made sure that we cleaned out the tin, which is very, very important. At least until we get to iron, then we'll stop caring about the tin and the copper, I suppose. We'll probably continue to manually mine the tin and copper out, just to sell things made from them once we unlock iron. But I want to automate the iron production because I think those are going to be the best tools. I think they are the best tools. So we'll head on back. Right at sundown, good timing. So we'll put the rocks away first this time. I think that'll make life a little bit easier. No, you got off the wrong side. Why would you do that? Alright, so we will put the rocks on the donkey. I must have been just a hair too far forward. So we were getting really low on stones. We didn't have enough for even another single building. And now we are back up at over 200, almost 300. We got some more limestone too. So I also want to, we will get building experience for insulating these buildings. Alright, I'm not overburdened anymore. I forgot to grab the copper out of the other. Is there one in here? There's not. Alright, well it's just going to be split for a minute, that's all. Now we did unlock the barn too, which is going to let us put more people in the barn. That's going to be good. We don't really need to force rod anything anymore. We've been producing enough animal manure that it's not a problem. The other thing is I had to pull them back a little bit on the meat. They were producing so much meat, it wasn't even funny. Yeah, actually, if we come down into storage and look at the food storage, like, so much extra meat. Just absolutely ungodly amounts of extra meat. So I took the meat down to what we're actually using per day, so some of this will rot off. And then we're going to use the leftover to get us more fur and leather for making items for money. I also pulled them off of hats because we were eating through our what's it too fast? Those are all... There we go. So that's just fur and linen thread. Is there something in here that's... There we go. Okay, so for one extra linen fabric, it goes up by 80. So how much is a linen fabric worth? Is it worth less than 80? So if we look at our linen fabric, it is worth 60. I feel like that extra 80 for an extra linen fabric is not worth it. So I think rather than going for the cap, we're going to go for the coif. So we're going to go ahead and unlock that. And we're going to allow them to make that to try and make us some extra money. So let's go to our sewing hut. So I have them on simple bags and fur shoes right now, so we're going to back the fur shoes off to like 2. And then we will take the coif, was it? Yes, coif up. So that'll give us one of those. Now I don't know if we have any extra... Let's see if we can get these at whole numbers. That would make me happy. There we go. So they'll make a simple bag a day, which should be fine because I think she only goes through about 3 a season, so that should be perfect because there's 3 days in a season. The first shoes, that's 2 a day, so that's for money. That's not a big deal. And then these coifs are going to come from our flax. Now if we look in here, we don't have much in the way of linen fabric. We use most of it on hats, so she's going to spend a large portion of... Well, we just planted a bunch of flax that's about to come to fruition, so she'll have a day tops of not using it to peak efficiency. Now we do need to look a little bit at what we want to do with our next house. Is going to be here. So it looks like this tree is going to have to come down. Did I sell off the last wood shovel? Is that what's going on? Yep, yep. So we have an iron shovel. Do we have a bronze shovel? We don't. So let's use that iron shovel till it breaks. Which is probably going to take quite a while. And the iron shovel we didn't make, we found. Which is fine. Okay. That tree might be okay. This tree will not. Which way fallen? Okay. Oh, not quite close enough. There we go. Okay. This tree is going to be in the way. Please don't fall on one of the houses. think this tree is going to be in the way too. Oh, that almost hit a villager. You just can't trust trees in this game. They are dangerous. I think that is going to be in the way. I think it's going to be right on the edge. We're also getting feathers out of this, so that's good. And build experience, oddly enough. One wouldn't expect trees to be build experience, but I would expect it to be some kind of a gathering, but it is what it is. Okay, is that enough for the whole house? That might be. Okay, so we know that we want to go completely east with this. See if we can line up those lines at the top. The little V with the tick mark. And then we're going to want to get it inside the wall of this house. Then bring it over till it goes green. There we go. And then to get in the third one, we're going to have to clear out a bunch more trees. We don't have any more rocks on us. Okay, and then we unlocked tier 2 of the barn. So that's a thing that we're going to have to make as well. So let's look at who's in the barn. Hunting, farming. I think it's under farming. Yes, it is. Roland. Roland is the only one in the barn right now, because we moved some people out to the chopping hut to get more out of it. So we just have to remember to put Roland back in the barn. So we're going to go into buildings, we're going to go into farming, and then barn tier 2. There we go. So what are we looking at for this? Looks like mostly logs. And thankfully we just chopped a bunch of logs because they were in the way. So that worked out really well. The roof we're going to have to grab some more for, though, I think. We could clear out some more of those trees that we know we're going to have to remove anyway for another house. These ones here. Let's do that. We'll just get our logs from here, because these trees have to go anyway, so this is just going to save a step. I don't know why he wants to stand there with a torch and watch me chop down trees. I feel like that's a great way to get a tree to the brain, but what do I know? It's not like I haven't already eaten 3 trees to the face. Let's see if we can get this one to fall strategically, maybe? Please don't land on that house. Thank you. There we go. This is going to give us room for another house, I think. Do we still need a little bit more? We still need a little bit more. Now remember, when you make these houses, even though that house isn't built, it's still counting towards taxes. So that's kind of problematic. So you don't want to just plan out all of your buildings ahead of time, because you're going to run into issues. It also goes towards your building limit, which can be problematic as well. I mean, currently we're already through chapter 10, so we've got the 65 building limit. I'm not really worried about that, but the taxes could be a problem. So you don't want these to stand empty any longer than they absolutely have to, because you're paying for them either way, so you may as well get your money's worth. Yeah, we hit midnight. Hey, kiddo. I got you something. We got you a toy sword. Nope, it's still only 1%. He wants a horse. Okay, well, what's... Oh, that just shows... Okay. So, he lives with us. He doesn't have a workplace. I don't think we can until he's 13. Yeah. Oh, hey, looks like we have a couple of pregnancies now. A blacksmith and a miner. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. So we're gonna have to replace them, like, soonish. Because that's really gonna hurt when they take off for that. I know you don't have a job because I'm renovating your barn. I'm working on it, buddy. Let's see if we can't get this done a little bit faster. Well, that's all the walls. I don't think we removed all of the trees that we need to, but the idea was to remove trees and get this handled at the same time. So 8, 16, 24. 8, 16, 24. So 48. We'll grab 48 straw and hope that's enough. I may have miscounted. That was a little rushed. Thankfully the store's reset so we can actually get some stuff out of them. I like how they all sit around that like some kind of creepy ritual. It makes me happy to see. I know I'm disturbed. It's fine. Oh, maybe I did count right this time. Wouldn't that be a neat change? Oh no, we're gonna have to reset. Oh, son of a bitch. We're gonna have to reset what's going on in here in the barn as well. So at least we have 4 people now instead of 2 for the barn. But its production, I think, just got borked. No, it did save the production. Okay. Okay, that makes me happy. So with the rye done, we need to make sure that she knows that she is switching to cabbage. And she should have all of the seeds that she needs to do so. Now, neither of these should be done. So we've got our oats will be done next season. Oh, maybe the poppy are done. I thought poppy took 2 seasons to grow. I feel like the poppy takes 2 seasons to grow. So let's see. Those are... Okay, so that's our one. Yeah, they're still growing. They're not ready. That's fine. That's quite alright. That barn looks weird now. It fit in with the buildings next to it, but now with that extra peak in the roof, it looks funky. Hey, donkey. I really need to bring some animal feed over here so it stops showing me that we have starving animals. He doesn't need the feed. It doesn't actually do anything for him. I just don't like seeing the starving animal icon. So these guys only produce manure, which is fine. But they, the manure inside she doesn't collect. The manure that they produce is separate. I don't know if 15's enough to fill this. No, but it's enough to at least get rid of the message. So what tools are we still missing? The well needs buckets, I'm assuming. Yep, that's alright. She'll get buckets when they drink. And we need a person in the fishing hut, which we should be able to put somebody in the fishing hut now. Or does everybody have a job now? Child, everybody's got a job now. You don't. And you have a skill in fishing. So let's put you in the fishing hut. Wait, what other skill do you have? Diplomacy. Yep, she was our original fisher, so she's off maternity duty now. So let's go ahead and put her in the fishing hut. And we are going to have to make a couple of fishing spears for her because there's only one left and it's at really crappy durability. And I think we were just rotting the fish, but I think now we're just going to sell the fish. I think that's going to be the best way to handle that. I didn't realize there were so many sticks through here. Jeez. Oh, there's Nightshade. All right, we need to change her over to Nightshade too, for the herbalist hut. Oh, those are both still in season. Okay. So let's take this back to 25. And then we're going to kill this completely. And then we're going to go 75 in on Nightshade. There we go. So let's pull this back to 5-ish. And see if we can't get some henbane as well. We don't need a terrible lot of henbane, but some's not going to hurt. That's pretty much all that we need. We could get her to collect some berries for us, but I'm not real worried about it. We're going to collect berries just for the extraction XP, honestly. Not because we need them. Although I did just get rid of most of our berries that were by our camp. Simply by placing housing buildings. So the anti-poison's not really a problem. We haven't been poisoned yet, other than from eating bad food, which isn't really a problem anymore. So I'm not going to worry about those. The St. John warts, because that's used to make the anti-poison stuff. So these stick producers are going to disappear when we place this next house as well. I think this tree is going to be in the way. Got everything changed up for summer. Let's see, is that clear enough? That might be clear enough. We're gonna see. So let's align ourselves east. We'll line it up with this house because we still haven't built the other house. We'll take it just as far over as we can. Nope. So it's got to be this tree. I totally just whiffed on the tree. And now we're overburdened. Fantastic. Well, if we can get enough rocks. We've got enough logs that we should be able to make nah, we still need like 9 rocks. That's not happening unless we find a grouping. If there's not one close by, I'm not going to worry about it. We have so many rocks in storage. Oh, there's a group. Would we need 9? So we only need like 4 more. Alright, so that'll clear our inventory of logs as we build the framework for this house. which will let us hopefully place the other framework. There we go, no more overburden. Alright, we might have to take out that other set of trees. I'm not sure yet. There is a fire in Canada that is making our air quality absolute garbage right now, and my allergies are not super friendly with it. Okay, so it looks like this tree's got to go too. And having lived in Montana, where forest fires are regular and normal, I feel Canada's pain. They are a giant pain in the ass. But I am very, very surprised that we are having an issue where I'm currently living, because we are not as close to the fires as I wouldn't think that it would be a problem. But it is. But my heart definitely goes out to the Canadians suffering from that, because the forest fires are no joke. There we go. That tree was the problem. I feel like we got these way closer together than... No, maybe that's about right. Oh. I always forget to change these over to stone. I don't know why, but it happens literally every house. And I always wind up wasting at least one log, usually more. So we want these for the better insulation. So by using the stone, they're going to use less firewood, and their happiness is going to be higher. And you can use stone from the beginning, it's just much, much more difficult to get it to work. That's why usually people start out with the wattle stuff. Okay. So the goal was to get the houses planned, not so much build them right away, so we're not going to worry over much about that at the moment. I do want to... Oh, there's the new kiddo. Oh, I can give them presents too. Well, here, we'll give you this figurine. You're not my kid, but hey. It's a future peasant in our village, so we need to be nice to them. So anybody that jokes about a peasant uprising has never read history. The peasants have to be kept happy or they will kill you. Like, it's not a thing. I mean, in this game they just leave, but in actual life, you keep the peasants happy or you're done. Alright, so that toy sword I'm going to put in the house, because we have to wait till next season to give it to him. So hopefully we can get one of those houses done. Is this empty? No, it's got Rudolphina in it. So we need to get one of those houses done so we can move her and change it over to stone walls. And then I want to remove our other temporary house. That was not what I meant to... Oh, that was what I meant to put in there. So we did get that up. And that was our barn too. Okay, so building, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost to the herbalist hut too. That'll be really useful as well, because that'll let us start using the clay vials instead for the stronger potions. We just did the barn too, so we're almost to the stable. So the farming, we just got to keep going on, plugging away on farming. I mean, we only have 500 to go. The fold is going to be very important too, so that we can move into the wool clothing, but it is down there a ways. The kitchen too, we're going to have to build another kitchen. We don't really have a choice. We cannot wait that long for extraction, or production rather, to get down there. As we just unlocked Sewing Hut 2 like 2 episodes ago, and we're barely halfway in between, so we're looking at like another 2 seasons before we get down there. Everybody will be starved by then. So, speaking of extraction, let's head back up to the mine and see what we can do there. Our pickaxe isn't even to half, so I'm not really going to bother with a new pickaxe just yet. I know, come on, donkey. So let's head back up to the mine and see if it refreshed. I believe it does it at seasons, but I'm not positive, so this will be our test. If the tin and copper are back, then we know that it's at seasons. I know it's not daily. We're also going to have to make a trip to talk to Alwyn at some point and hopefully buy 2 more swords for further future seasons, because I don't want to have to run up there all the time. So we'll see how that works out. Ooh, that was close. I think we're approaching the end of Alwyn's quest line. I was really hoping that we would get him as a villager with as much effort as we put into him, but it's looking like that's not the case because Gisela wants us to send him away to her homeland. So that could be problematic. And all the stores reset so we can potentially make some more money this season. Especially with the changeover that we did in the hunting shack. I think that's going to really help. Taking them off of meat. We have so bloody much meat at this point, it's not even funny. It was seriously like several thousand meat that we're never going to use. That was tight. That was scary. So the copper's back, but I thought there was some tin up here. Nope. So the tin's back too. So it is seasonal. So it's not yearly, it is seasonal. Which is exciting news. Because if it was yearly, that would be very detrimental to us trying to permanently use bronze tools. Could have sworn there was like a tin in here though. And we're going to do the same thing that we did last time. We have so much extra copper at home that we are currently going to focus on tin. That's why we're in here in the daytime too, as it makes it easier to see these. The durability difference between stone and bronze is just absurd. So we were getting like 3 nodes to a... Whoop, oh, we don't want salt. We were getting like 3 nodes to a stone pickaxe, and the bronze one, I mean, we cleaned out most of this mine, and it didn't even take half. There's some tin. We are going to want to bring back some copper, just mostly tin. And I think we're going to have to make 2 trips to pick up our loot, because we're going to drop the rocks again like we did last time. Just so that we don't overburden Donkey the whole way. I think we should be safe to ignore this little offshoot now. Yep, I think we got everything we care about out of it. I don't particularly need the salt. We're not salting meat. We've got better options available. I don't know how this is copper, but okay. Oop. Time to go drop off. So I think last time we had like 120 or so stone. Oh, I saw a tin that we missed. So I think we're going to gauge that as a when to stop kind of a thing. So we put our copper in there, we put our stone in there, and our tin in there. So what are we at on stone? So we're only at 71. We still got a little ways to go. And we can always make another trip because we started so early in this season this time. And it helps that we don't have to farm either of the 2 fields in the back. The only field that needs farmed can be handled just fine by the NPC. Yep, that's the side that we didn't need anymore. Make sure that we didn't miss anything in any of the crevices here. Okay. Nope. Nope. So I think hitting the wall with your tool also removes durability. So you kind of, like, that's why I turned, so I just whiffed. Because I don't think that, yeah, that doesn't lower durability. Still takes stamina, but it doesn't lower durability. So if you accidentally overswing, just turn so you whiff. Just to keep your tools efficient. This might be it for the 10. I think there's 1 or 2 down this way. And it's giving us extraction XP as well as... No, we are moving slow. And there's 2 more nodes right there. We're not gonna do those right now. We're gonna go dump first. Otherwise it'll take forever to get out from the mine. We'll save more time by making more trips than we will by trying to crawl up there. Okay. So if we look at our stone... Where are we at? We're at 108. So another couple nodes and then we should probably stop. Whoop. And like I said, we'll come back and get the rest of it before the season's up for sure, but probably fairly close to right away. If we can get into iron tools, I think that'll be the way to go. Because even if they can still only make 1 a day, that's going to be enough to last them like a season. At the rate this is going. Yep. That's salt. It's copper. 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 Thought there was 1 more tin node over here, but maybe not. Okay, I think we got all the tin. So we'll just snag a couple of copper up here at the front, so if it slows us down a bunch, it's not a big deal. Yep. Yeah, and we're still good for like a whole nother trip with our pickaxe too. That's the crazy part. Okay, so we are going to put everything that we've got on the donkey and then take out 100 stone and see if he can move. With any kind of alacrity. Nah. I'm surprised that the 100 stone only puts us into yellow, to be completely honest. So let's drop all of them this time. There we go. And then he's into red, so I think if we take it from him, he should be a little slowed, but not super bad. Right? Yeah, he's a little slowed down, but it's not terrible. And then we can do the same thing we did last time. When we come back for the copper, we can grab... or when we come back from the stone, we can grab a little bit of extra copper as well. I think maybe sandwiching mining runs like that at the last day of the season and then the first day of the next season is probably not a terrible idea, because then you basically have 2 seasons where you don't have to worry about it. I mean, normally at the beginning of the season we run around and sell stuff, and we didn't do that straight away, and that's fine. Because we've got all season to do it before they reset. We just want to clean them out before they reset. Oh, I thought that was a human. Woo! Now, I know that we can grab some of this straw that's down here as some experience for the excavation as well. I just figured we accidentally ran through all of our straw, and now we're back up to a bunch of straw again, so I didn't want to really fool with it. Because maintaining a happy medium on the straw is proving more difficult than previously anticipated. We either have way too much of it or not enough of it. I feel like if we hand harvest a crap ton of it, then we're going to have way too much of it again. Please be close enough to use the box. Thank you. So let's put what stone we have in here. Okay. We don't have to be super close because we're only yellow now. Now the upside is we actually half our, why are you not letting me use... You're done. Get off the workstation.
How is life treating you? Yeah,
it takes 2 to make a bar, and each ore weighs 1 and each bar weighs 1. So you are literally halving your weight by refining these. And then halving it again when you make bronze. I should have been paying attention. I don't know how many copper we got out of that. That's my fault. $18, so let's grab another 10 copper. We'll get ourselves to a sizable amount of bronze yet. I think our next trip to the mine will probably still be okay with this pickaxe, but the one after that we will need to take another one with us. Because it looks like we used about 1/3 of the pickaxe that trip. So I'm guessing cleaning out the tin and getting a bunch of copper is probably about 1/3 of a pickaxe. And we didn't completely clean out the copper. We probably could have if we'd have made one more trip, but I don't know. I'm not particularly worried about copper at the moment. Okay, so let's go back for our rocks. And we'll grab some more copper while we're there. So I think that'll keep us up on copper just fine. Just grabbing that little bit extra while we're there. Oh. So it looks like it's going to be nighttime about the time we get there. Which is going to make... At least we're after copper and not tin, because trying to find tin in the cave in the dark is just an absolute bloody nightmare. But the copper's not that bad. The salt's easy to find in the dark, just because it's bright. I mean, you can use your torch, just... we never really progressed past simple torch because I don't want to use linen to make one. I feel like that's a waste of linen for the limited radius of light that the torch actually gives you. And I have not futzed with my brightness at all. Everything that we are doing is completely default, with the exception of I had to mute the music because there was some copyright issues that the developer is fighting right now with people claiming copyright on the music from the game. So that's the only setting that I've actually tweaked. Everything else is just fresh install, nothing changed. So I mean, you don't even have to crank your brightness to see at night. Just the cave, I mean, it's a little bit darker in the daytime, but at night it is kind of rough. Well, I just went the wrong way. And the reason we don't have the bear is that fence right there. That's why he hasn't been spawning. It's the whole reason we built that fence right there. Here you go, donkey. We'll just grab a couple of copper like we did last time, just till we're very barely encumbered. And then we'll head home. From our testing last time, that actually allowed us some speed still. Did I clean out more than I thought? I think I did clean out more than I thought. So we got a pretty good run here, it looks like. That was a total whiff. Yeah, there we go. As much as I would love to get some more, I don't want to crawl home on donkey. Now we really do need to build those houses just to clear all this stone out of the inventory. Because it's going to clog up our storage if we're not careful. Well, I don't know why I put that in there. Yeah. So he's a little slower than normal, but it's not super bad. And hopefully they will have produced some items for us to sell. Changing the hunter over, I think, is going to get us some extra shoes. They won't be able to start making the hats until we actually thresh the flax, though. And I don't like threshing on stream because it's 40 minutes of just staring at him beating the ground with a stick. So, we'll save that for the end of the stream. And then she'll be doing caps as well. So this was a very productive first day of summer, though. I'm quite pleased. We got 2 more houses planned. We really need to work on that kitchen, though. I keep saying that, and then I keep forgetting about it. So we absolutely need to get a 3rd kitchen up. We are eating more than we're producing, and that's not okay. I don't want them eating the raw materials, because if they eat all the cabbage, then we really can't produce enough food. And I mean, we have shit tons of meat that we could just grill and still be okay. But the potage also takes care of some of their water demand, which lets us get away with fewer buckets. So that's the big reason that we've been doing that part. I don't know why I put berries in there. They go in the food thing. Oh, shit. Yep, it is officially full. So that's a thing that happened. Let's take out some of the stuff that we can sell. Oh, the logs are getting out of hand too. So's the manure. That rye grain is in there to replant. So we're not taking it. I feel like we're making way more simple bags than we really need. So we're going to take some of those to sell as well. Let's leave her 3. Because they'll make more while we're gone. Oh, I found our torch. The one that I lost earlier. Looks like I shoved it in here. Okay, we have way too many stone hoes. We need to take them off the stone hoes. And the same with sickles. This is getting out of hand. Wooden vials. We're going to take those because we're actually going to use some of them to make knives. The wooden hammers are getting out of hand. So the knives, they're barely making enough because I made an extra 10 to throw in here and they're already back down to 3. So I think we're going to reduce the sickles and we're going to reduce the hoes and we're going to increase the knives. The pickaxes look like they finally stabilized. So I made 5 of those and they're up to 7, so I think that's everything that I can really pull out. So we'll put the stone in there. And I'm still yellow. And we'll put these bowls in there. So we know that we're going to throw stuff on here that we're going to sell. Because that's what we always do to Donkey. It's the clay vials we can't use yet. The coif we don't care. Feathers will sell. Shoes will sell. Simple bags are going to sell. And a large portion of these are going to sell. Let's keep back like 10 of them. And then we will grab the nightshade that we have in here. 10 was too many. We didn't need to keep back 10. Looks like we actually only need to keep back 7. But this will get us some extra cash flow on the morrow. So we're going to make some poison. So this is going to take a vial that's worth 3 and 5 plants that are worth 3, so 6 total, and turn it into 60. That was a 10x profit for each one of those 7. And they're light, which is always good. Oh no, it's 40, not 60. I lied. So it's not 10 times profit. But it's still, what, 80% profit? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. We will take it. Okay, so let's do something with this copper. Didn't we leave a copper in here too, I thought? Yep. Do we have any copper in here? We do. So we can't really risk letting our farmers run out of hoes or sickles, because by the time that we realize that they are missing tools and get them made, they will have already stopped for that day. And she can cover the field of 100 nodes, but barely. So if we have any downtime like that half a day that would cause, we will not be able to complete the field and we will have to step in and help. So in the interest of automation, we cannot allow her to run completely out. But we don't want heaps of them taking up space either. So we're going to come in here and go down to our smithy. And we are going to reduce those by a little bit more. We'll say half them again. So take that down 0.28. Let's take it down to 0.14. We'll just have to keep an eye on it and make sure that we don't completely run out. Nope, the pickaxes were fine. We need to leave those be. The stone axes I don't even remember looking at. So let's take these down to like 0.19 and 0.19 or 17, I guess. And we'll up the knives because we've been selling excess knives. So that's not going to hurt anything. Let's see how we look on the stone axes, though, because I did not check those. I didn't see them. I'm really hoping we're not out. Nope, we have 2, so they're actually maintaining pretty well. That's just something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. I think we need... It's either 12 or 14 of these. I think it's 12. We're going to need to make a new bronze hammer here shortly as well. Oh, it was 14. At least it's only 2 additional. I don't really want to sleep through the night, though. I know it's hard to see, but I don't want to waste that time because I want to sell stuff in the morning, and we need to get some of this stuff up and running. I don't know why I'm fooling with houses, though. We need to work on that 3rd kitchen. I just need to figure out where I want to put it. And I actually think I have an idea on where to put it. I think we're going to put it where this other temp house is, because we planned on tearing it down anyway. Right here. So let's see if anybody's in it. I don't think so. I think it's empty. Yeah, it's empty. So we're going to go ahead and tear this down finally. It was a nice place to temporarily place villagers, but it's in a very poor spot. This isn't the housing district for the way that I was planning the village, so it was just a temporary stopover to get those people in real quick like. So now if we build another kitchen, and I know building a 3rd kitchen when we're close to completing, I mean, we've got 2 seasons maybe before we can upgrade our kitchen, which is fine, but we need to build a kitchen before then. That's a smithy, dumbass. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Yeah, we can't wait that long to build a kitchen. We really can't. But building a 3rd one is not going to be a waste. It's not going to be something that we tear down later, because as we continue to grow, we're eventually going to need it again anyway. So it's not a huge deal. So 8. The nice thing about building it right next to the resource storage is we can just dip in here and grab what we need. We don't have to load up Donkey, because I've got him loaded up with stuff that we're going to sell. So I don't really want to load him up to finish that house right now either. So he's not going to be able to carry very much. Okay, 8 logs. So normally I would grab extras. And I guess we can. We can grab like 16. But normally I would just grab a fistful of resources to try to build something, but since it's literally right next door to the storage, I feel like that's unnecessary. Oh, right, the kitchen's got the weird ceiling going on. I really don't like the design of this building. Did I actually grab the right amount? Holy nope, there's one. I never grab the right amount of stuff. Even when I try and count, I don't get it right. That's why I've been playing more loose with it lately. Some of them it's hard to tell, like, is this 2 panels or 1? And we know that it's 1. Oh, straw, right. Because we've already built 2 of these. But it's so hard to actually count them out because of things like that. I grabbed way too many sticks. Okay. So we've got 8, 16, and still not enough logs. So 8, 16. You know what? Let's just grab 48 and hope. Okay, we need 1 more log. We're going to grab 48 straw and hope that I'm right. I doubt it, But even a broken clock's right twice a day, right? Crap, we're gonna lose our hammer. There it is. Alright, we need to find a stick. Just a single stick. Just a... Seriously? Just one stick. There we go. And what did that say over there? Oh, there's a person. Okay, and then 2 bronze bars. And we are back in business with a hammer. I really want to get sheep. I mean, there's no point right now because we can't do anything with the wool. Or, well, we can't even get sheep anyway because we can't build the fold. I mean, we could do stuff with milk and possibly cheese. And cheese does give a pretty solid amount of food. I just, what we've got's kind of working. Okay, yep. Of course I grabbed too much again. Okay. So, let's see how we're doing on food in here. How they're doing on the potage. I feel like they're out. They are out. Which means they are eating raw materials, which is bad. We do not want them eating raw materials. So, how much per day? So we're looking at a food demand of 672 per day. So if we pull up a calculator and we take 672 divided by 30, that's 22. They're doing 14 a day, so it looks like we're... Yeah, they're doing about 7 a day. So I think 3 of them will actually be almost perfect. Because it's like 7.2 or something a day that they craft, and they're 30 a piece. So that's 210 each. So if we need 22.4 daily here, and each one's making 7.2, so we've got 14.4 coming out daily right now. So if we build one more, then that should be... that's only going to be 21 and some change. It's still going to be shy, but only just instead of hemorrhaging food. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to actually make about 3 days worth. That's a lot of crafts. Right now we're going to make 2 days worth. And then I'll make several more days worth afterwards. Like at the end of the stream, where people don't have to sit through multiple boring crafts. So we wanted 44? Nope. 88. So we need another 44. Okay. And then 22 times 3 is going to be 66. So there's 56, and another 10 will do. Okay. And then we're going to need a bunch of bowls. Alright, this is still going to take longer than I'd like, and I apologize for that, but I don't want my people to starve. Why is that only making 22? Because I didn't grab enough meat. That's why it's only making 22. Yep. Well, poop. I guess 22 is a normal day's worth, so if they're also making them, we might be able to float this till the end of stream. Just on these 22. So we'll put the rest of the materials back and then just save the rest for at the end of stream to craft. That way we're not here all bloody day, because this is, I mean, 5 seconds a piece for 40 of these is rough. Okay. So we've got our farm handled. This is going to help with the food. So now we need to recruit a couple more people, I think. And finish those houses and sell off our goods. So hopefully at sunup we will be able to sell off our goods. We do need to make it a point to talk to Alwyn again at some point. It doesn't necessarily have to be this season, but maybe I'll save that for when we go pay our taxes. There we go. So we're just going to throw all of these in storage. And then we'll make ourselves 2 more. So we're going to put all of that back, and we're going to pull out 6. And then we're going to put all of this in there. And then we're going to pull out 9. And then we'll grab 3 more bowls from the damaged bowls. And save these for the big craft. So let's scroll on down. I wish it scrolled a little faster, maybe like 2 at a time instead of 1, but that's alright. Just 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully some of these damaged ones will break so they'll start stacking up again. I really don't like having it all spread down like that. I mean, it's really not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. It's just something I prefer. Now it looks like the sun is starting to come up, so we'll throw some logs into the house and see if, once our villagers come out, the other villagers should be ready to trade by the time we get there. So, let's see. If I had to guess, wow, this one's already at 50%. Let's eat that one. And we can get a drink and take a bath. It wouldn't do to go trying to sell things as a dirty mongrel, would it? There we have it. So we'll put this bowl back so they can utilize it if they get down there. Alright. Yeah, our people aren't quite up yet, so if we got there, we'd be waiting. So we're going to go ahead and take some logs and some stones, I think. Now, I think there is... So we're going to want around 38 logs. That's not going to cover the roof at all, I don't think, but that'll... Oh, shit. Donkey! Where you at, buddy? Of course you're behind the building. Why wouldn't you be behind the building? Please? Let's go, buddy. There we go. Oh shit, I already did the framework. I should have grabbed rocks instead. Oh well, we can at least get these done up. Okay. Yeah, it was more logs than we needed because the framework was already done. Right on back. Okay. And then for rocks, we're going to want around 100, I think. Let's grab some extra because I'm terrible at that particular... let's... yeah, we'll grab like that many. There we go. Alright, and we'll carry these on back. It's actually starting to look like a neighborhood over here. I'm really digging this setup. Right. Please tell me I can reach walls. Nope. So I think a corner is going to be the best place to situate myself so that I can reach as many walls as possible, since I'm not going to be able to move. Yeah. Now we've gotten rid of enough that we can move slowly, so we're in good shape. So this should allow us to move the gal out of that other house and transfer its walls to stone as well, which will make the incomers happier until we actually get them a real house. Although if we can find... so we need another production person. And we're going to need another farmer for the barn. That's something I didn't double check, was making sure that we had enough fertilizer either. We might have to step in and craft some of that if Roland can't keep up. I know we have the materials to make it now. I just don't know if he's actually keeping up or not. Yeah, I grabbed too many rocks. That's okay. So let's check on the fertilizer situation and then head to town to sell some stuff. The only thing that house has left on it is the stuff for the roof. The planks. So fertilizer, yeah, she's got 300. That's more than she needs. We're actually producing way more fertilizer than we need. Actually, can we take like 100 of it with us? How heavy is it? It's worth like 5 apiece, so I mean, hey, it's extra money, right? And I forgot to see if they produced anything else worth selling in that last day that we didn't check. I always forget something. The day that I can ride out of town and have everything that I need, that's the end of the world, I think. Okay, we've got 3 simple bags. Stone knives. We do have a lot of sickles. I don't want to sell those, though, because I don't want to have to be scrambling to get more later. The wooden shovels. Let's take these 2 broken ones, or partially used ones, because 7's plenty. Okay. I'm probably going to start putting bird traps down again, just to get extra feathers. I mean, we stopped a while back because we weren't really using them, but their weight versus money ratio is really, really good. Not good enough to make the hunters do strictly feathers. I mean, we get more out of the leather goods that we're selling, but it is a really good spread. You guys awake yet? If I recall correctly, the daughter gets up first. In like 15 minutes game time. So let's get some more survival XP here. Grab these berries. We can always throw them into the food storage at home too. Selling these used to be a great way to get started in this game, and now they really are not worth it anymore. They just don't give you enough money to make it worth the time. But they are still one of the better ways because of how many they grow in clumps like this. They are one of the better ways for getting that survival XP. And in a pinch, especially in summer, they do give water as well as food, so... Oop, missed one. Anything that you pick up, like these sticks that we grab, the rocks, all of that stuff goes towards survival. And some of the perks for survival are really, really good. How'd that do us? She should be up. It's past 6. Oh.
Only the best products.
They're up. They're just not working. Okay, so we'll sell you some fertilizer. So that's a free 350. We will sell you these wooden shovels and everything else I left on the donkey because I was not thinking ahead. Okay, all of that, all of those, definitely all of those, and all of those. Yes. Now it's time to clean you guys out.
Never disappoint.
Okay, he's still got 98 left. Wooden vials. That'll be the best way to do it.
Have a good day.
How are you?
Let's hit up
Only
your
the best
daughter.
products here.
Poison. That's worth money. And the rest of the wooden vials. And I think, yep, that's where we peter out. I mean, we're up to 1800, but...
See you soon.
Alright, what do you have for people this season? You. We'll take you. Diplomacy, fishing, but mostly production.
How can I help you?
Great. So we're going to put him... Is the kitchen production? We have a house that's just a female. Rudolphina. And she is... oh, she's gathering poop. She's preggers, so that's a family. We can't do anything about them. Those two are the only ones that are close enough in age to actually have a kid for him. So that won't work. There's a production and a fishing. Let's move Blanca. Wait, they're already a couple, aren't they? Well, if we move Blanca... Oh, well, both of the dudes are the craftsmen, so that's not going to work. Do we have any female craftsmen that aren't already mated? Could we move the lumberjack? Let's see if it'll let us move Zadimir in with Rudolphina. Yes. Excellent. So then in this house we can put the guy that we just got. And that's going to give us 2 tier 3 production people that should have a child. And their average is going to be fantastic. So for a job for you, we want something in production. Is the kitchen production? It is. Congratulations, you are a cook. We are no longer sexist. All of our cooks are no longer female. So then we need to find... So we need to finish this house so we can get these guys moved out. Because that house is just going to stay the way it is. Eventually, I'd like to get them into a bigger house and turn that small, simple house in the back. That one's not going to get destroyed. That one's going to become our retirement home on the lake when our heir takes over. That's the plan for that. We never did make those fishing spears for her. Although she seems to be doing okay. Okay, so we do need to go into production, though, and make as much potage as we can here. Should be 7.2 at 100%. Nope, it's only 6.6 for you. Why is that? Hers is 7.18, and hers is 7.17. So why is yours so... Are they... They're all Tier 3. They must be varying experience amounts of Tier 3. That's the only thing I can figure. Oh, it's the mood! Their moods are way higher. That's why. So he'll get better with mood. Okay, so mood really does matter. Like, we just had a very clear indicator. We have 3 people in the same type of building with 3 different moods with 3 different values. So now we know for sure that mood is a qualifier for their production rates. That is no longer hearsay. Well, we didn't make as much as I was hoping, but we haven't really been grinding for money the last 2 seasons either. We've been trying to get our shit together otherwise. So let's go ahead and... Huh. Huh. That was weird. I could have sworn that I saw, like, stakes, like I was trying to build something there. So let's see about at least getting this house done. That way we can empty out the overflow house again. So we're going to need 40 logs. Alright, and that'll get us situated for the rest of that roof. Then we can move people out of the overflow house, knock down the walls and the ceiling, and make it a stone one, so that people coming in aren't stuck perpetually at 12% happiness until we get them a real house built. It does look like we have a quest local, though. One of our villagers has something for us. So that's something that we're going to want to handle as well. The daubed thatch walls are not as good as the stone walls base, even before you insulate the stone. Stone is still better than the insulated lowest tier. So upgrading those walls is going to give us a huge jump, even if we don't get it insulated right away. I'm seriously considering building a third one of these, just so that we have a constant income of planks for the building process, because this does take quite a while. I mean, one house is 40 crafts of this at 2 seconds a piece. Well, 3 seconds a piece. So you're looking at 2 minutes of just standing here staring, which is why I try to save the crafting large stint crafting for the end of episodes. That way, y'all don't have to stare for 40 minutes while I craft something that we're going to need later. Alright, yep. We're taking the donkey. That is way too far away for this. I have to remember not to try to build directly behind those, because they have to stay within 50 meters of trees, or they will cease to function. Crap! I always miss one of those little wing pieces every time. So we just need to see how many rocks that's going to take. That's going to be a kicker. Oh, we only need one more rock. There's one. There we go. Now we don't even have to go get rocks out of storage for it. And then this will finish off the house. So we're looking at taking the people out of this house. So they are Rudolfina and Zadimir. So R, Rudolfina, and Z for Zadimir. Yes. Why is she so unhappy? Okay, so that should have emptied the Daub house here. Right? Yes. So now we can actually upgrade our walls and ceiling. Okay. And then the other side, I'm going to turn this to stone and these to roofing. Okay, so we're looking at about 6, well, we'll say 8. So we got 2, so 64 stone, give or take. I think that's going to put us a little over, but that's okay. We'll take 60 stone. And then the logs. And then I think we'll be in business on this guy. So now new people coming in won't have terrible, terrible likes or moods. We'll be able to get them to produce more faster. I forgot about the top parts again. I know we're all surprised by that. Yeah, I'd only been off by 2 if I hadn't forgotten about the tops. So we need 6 more rocks, and 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 logs. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 logs. 19 logs and 4 stones, and then planks. And that should get us cleared up. I'm half tempted, honestly, to move us back to the lake house and move those people into a real house. Because I don't think that, I think that couple's too old to have 2 children. I could be wrong. Maybe they'll have 2. I don't know. But we only need one of these smaller houses, so having us in a big house is kind of wasteful, even though we're the village chief, so to speak, and I really like having a big house. We can only have the 1 kid, so us being in a big house is kind of wasteful when we could be using it for other people. So I'm seriously thinking about moving us back to the back there. So it looks like 6 times 4. It's 24. I would love to make another extraction shed and turn the one onto just stones and clay, and turn the other one entirely onto limestone just to get all these upgraded finally. But I don't know that that's sustainable in the long term. 26? I said 24. Ah, crap. We'll have to stop it at 24. Yeah, I don't know that making one specifically for limestone for upgrading these buildings is going to be sustainable. Although I guess we could always change it over back to something else later. I mean, at this point we've got 3 damn kitchens because we can't keep up with food, so it is what it is. Although if we do add that, we're going to have to add another forge for sure. Or smithy, rather. To get more pickaxes, because they can barely keep up as it is. But adding another smithy to get a few more pickaxes might be worth it, because we can use the remainder of the extra labor to get ourselves more knives for sale that we don't have to craft, which is always nice. There might be some merit in that idea. The question is, where are we going to put it so it doesn't look ridiculous? 2, 3... So after this craft, we'll stop it. And finally, this house won't be wattle anymore. Everything will be stone. So even the overflow house, yeah, they'll be much happier coming into the village. This is going to be really nice. This is going to be really, really nice. Remember, their mood plays a very, very big part in how much they produce. So the better off we have them coming into the village, the better off we'll all be. That's the end of it. Okay. So I think I am going to do that. I think I'm going to move us, our family, back to this house since we can only have the one kid. Because this was going to be originally the retirement house anyway for the main character when the heir takes over, because it looks out over the lake from the window. And I think we're just going to live there. So we're going to take Amerigo and Norberta, and we're going to move them into our current house. I'm not entirely sure which house. Oh, so this one's our current house. Roberta, I already forgot who we were moving. I am terrible at that. Names are not my strong suit, and particularly names that I don't recognize. Amerigo and Norberta. Okay. Well, can we do this the reverse way? Can't we move us in here? That probably would have been easier. So the small simple house, Amerigo and Norberta, that was... Yeah, we should have just started that way from the beginning. Okay. So let's scout out where we want to put these. I suppose putting the two smithies right next to each other is not an awful idea. And one more smithy should end up more or less the end of this row. And then we're going to want another extraction hut, but we can always put it down there. So yeah, let's do that. We're just going to plan them for now. We're not actually going to build them right away. So we want to be facing west. We want to get these lined up as best as we can. And make them tight on each other. Right like that. And then the other extraction hut, because we're going to need one of those as well, we'll put down here at the other end. We could realistically put it next to this hut, but... So let's do another extraction shed. So yeah, it looks like the extraction sheds don't actually upgrade, so having another one of those is not going to be a terrible idea. Alright. That looks great. Alright. So we need to make a bunch of food. And we need to see about making some stuff to clean out the rest. They're going to be good friends. We also need to see about making enough stuff to sell so that we can make some more money again. Oh, is that enough for the base? No, 2 more. But that food that we made is only going to hold us over for 1 more day, so it's definitely something that we need to focus on, getting some mass-crafted food until we can get people more happy to be more productive. And I think moving those new people into the bigger house is definitely going to help with that, but it is going to take a couple days to really see anything. That should be enough. But this way we can get extra stuff to sell that we don't have to worry about doing ourselves. That'll be nice. Oh yeah, I had too many. So we can finish those 2 off and finish that other house off. We will be in good shape. So if we finish that other house off, then we have 2 places that we can store people. We also need to insulate as much as possible. That's going to help. I should really focus on the houses that have the chefs in them. I think that's going to be important to get their happiness up, to get us more food production. So let's see, what do we have for limestone? We're almost to 50. So let's take our limestone and get a drink on our way by. One of these houses is not done. It's this one. So I'm going to finish this one, and then we will focus on the houses that belong to the kitchen workers, because the higher their happiness is, the more they will produce, and the better off we will be. Is that the entire house? That's the entire house. Okay. So if we look over here and we go by profession, our cooks, Balduina, Norberta, and Edgar. So okay. Balduina, Norberta, and Edgar. Nope, none of those. Of course they won't be on one of the ones that we've already done. That would be too easy. That poor small house, sticking out like a sore thumb. There's Norberta, so we'll do this house. This is also going to reduce our firewood usage, and that's going to play a very big part in helping us out, material-wise. So that might allow us to pump out more planks without having to build yet another woodshed. So we already have the 2 tier 2s, so we've got 4 people working them. I think we have 4. Yeah, 2 in there, and 2 in there. So building another one, I mean, it's a thing that we can do, but I'd prefer to not have to. Alright. So yeah, I will, we're going to work on making the food, which is going to be a long craft, and then we're going to work on making, I think I'm going to do, how many bowls do we have? So let's do, we know that we need 22 a day. So let's take, you know what, we're only going to do like 31 of them. Because we have the 3 kitchens now, and they're all producing. So this is going to be 62. And then this is going to be 93. Yeah, 93. Alright, so after this, I am going to go and thresh all of the flax, which is also going to be a very long craft. And then see what we have that we can collect to put on donkey for sale in the morning, because this day will be over by the time these crafts are done. So rather than make you all sit through literally 40 minutes of crafting, we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. And yeah, that's just to save you guys some heartache. And I'll save right as soon as the crafting's done. I'm not going to do any building or anything off camera. So if you learned anything useful, if you had a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you next time.